Right guys, I'm back. I wanted to sit down and do a little raw talk. Basically just talking about scaling past 10k days with e-commerce. The fundamentals of it. I just wanted to talk about it. I think 10k days are easier than people think, especially in the USA. It's basically just the fundamentals done well. I'm probably at the ceiling point now, generally like averagely between 20 to 30, and I would need to break the 30k barrier, and I think that's like per day. I think that's going to come more from, oh my god, there's goats again. There's so many goats here. Sorry to interrupt, but I'm pretty sure these are wild goats. What the fuck? Can you guys see those? I'm so sorry to interrupt the video, but these are wild. Right, I don't know if we mentioned, but we are in the Spanish mountains in Marbella at the moment. Here for 2 weeks. Was just in a villa with the boys. Just came to a new spot. Basically, take it slow, do some strategy. I need time to reflect, figure out what the plans are to break the ceilings of 20 to 30k days, especially for Q4 coming up as well. It's actually like a big time to lock in. So I wanted to talk about, obviously we're averaging nicely 10k plus days every day on one of the brands we're building, and I wanted to talk to you about basically explaining I am at the point of basically doing good at the basics, and now it's about strategy. But obviously I'm trying to learn the strategy bit to get to the next level. But before I get to the next level, I'll tell you what I'm doing at my current level of hitting 10k plus days consistently. One thing, food for thought, obviously, if you manage to make the USA profitable, it's obviously way more easier. The USA is way easier to scale. Like a 10k day in the USA is actually not really a big deal, especially if you speak to some of the bigger e-com guys. And doing it consistent is also not too much of a big deal. And that's why I wanted to talk about this video. So like, there's a few points. Also, this is raw. Like when we're not really editing this, might cut a few bits out, but most of the time, if someone's working with us, because we work with people one-to-one as well, so if someone's working with us, they'll have a store in the USA, let's say for example, and they're running at 30% net margins on the front end, doing 3k days. That basically means they can do 10k days. So they're doing 3k days, 30% net margin in the USA. They theoretically can do 10k days. There's nothing really stopping them, except for one, the thing that pops up the most is actually just being too scared to scale the budgets. This is actually a problem. Like, people really don't think about it, but being too scared to scale the budgets is an issue. As well as that, is just packing out your campaigns more direct with more ads. It's so easy to say like more ads. But it really is a fundamental thing of, at the moment, especially with Facebook, it is just like, how many concepts can you add into the campaign, and Facebook figures it out. For example, each ad set should theoretically be a concept, let's say 2 to 6 ads, maybe 8 if you want. But generally we put like 4 to 6 ads per ad set, which would be a concept. So a concept would be, for example, if you are doing an ad set of image ads, they would all be similar style, but each would be a variation of each other or different versions of that format of image ad. That would be an ad set. So your goal is to consistently test more. And yes, you want to be cutting ads, but you don't need to be cutting ads as much as you think. I think this is another problem as well. One thing I've seen is the more you cut ads, the more up and downs you have generally. I don't know, this is what I've experienced in some of our ad accounts. So we really only turn off ads every 2 to 4 weeks that are like obviously spending and unprofitable. A lot of people I found will turn off ads after 7 days if it's had a bad 7 days, but sometimes a bad 7 days could just be the market or Facebook. So the fundamentals, I see people having issues is, number one, being too scared to scale, which is literally just upping the budget. I think if you're in this position, so let's say for example, in any country, you're running at 30% net margin and you're doing 2 to 3k a day, just increase the budget 20 to 40% whenever, or just certain amounts of budget on top. I personally don't do 20 to 40%. I used to. I just stick it on by the hundreds or like increase it by the thousands. I don't really think too much into it. If we're like obviously 30% net margin for the day, I'll probably increase it between like 20 to 70%, but I will not be thinking clearly on the budget increases. I'll just do what I'm feeling, to be honest. Another thing is, if you're doing, let's say 2 to 3K days again, your profits generally, if you have bad days, that's okay. Sometimes Facebook can be bad. Sometimes the market can be bad. Like this past week's been pretty terrible, and everyone in our community has literally been saying also the same for the start of August. I didn't really too much worry about it. But what you don't want to do is start comparing yourself because everyone's doing bad. Maybe it's just Facebook, but what you should do is, okay, we're doing bad. Let's create more ads. Let's test more concepts. The fundamentals is obviously scale more ads, diversify on the ad account. So not just image ads, not just video ads, not just ads that are just talking about an offer. Let's get some testimonials in there. Let's get some B-roll shots, UGC, stuff like this. Things we've seen working really well at the moment is literally UGC creators just talking into the camera about the product. And obviously AI's around now, so you can use ChatGPT. So one thing I'm doing that's like really good is all your winning ads. So let's say you've got loads of winning ads, you've got 5 that are top spenders, download all that, and they're talking videos. So you would download all their scripts, put them into ChatGPT, and you can generate so much more scripts. ChatGPT can pinpoint the phrases it thinks that are selling the product, and then you can generate more scripts of those. So let's say you've got some creators that you're working with consistently. That should be a goal of yours, is to have like a group of creators that you're working with consistently. If you're doing that, you can keep, and they've got the products ready, you can keep sending them new scripts to film, and then you're constantly getting edits, and you can just put B-roll over the top, B-roll over the top. So it's good. So obviously getting from 0 to 3K a day is harder, but I think with AI now and ChatGPT, it's actually easier than ever finding products. But it really comes down to a product we know that we can sell. So it is always the fundamentals. So are other people selling this and making money? Yes. Is it not too saturated? Okay, sweet. Do I see room for opportunity to sell this differently? Then it really just comes down to, because we know the product sells, it really just comes down to good marketing. So a lot of people, when they do dropshipping and e-com, they forget, like, this is a marketing game. So how good are you at selling products? How can you sell this product better? What points of contact are your customers gonna come into that are gonna deflect them from buying, such as reviews, testimonials? What is going to sell this product in a way that's going to make it a no-brainer? For example, the offer. Does putting the price up make the product actually perceive better? Does putting the price down perceive it better? If I offer 30-day free returns, is that going to improve it? Or if I talk about the benefits, or if I film long form ads, like basically explaining the stuff. But the goal is for you, if you're doing 2 to 3K days, or starting and getting to that, but want to get to the 10K days, is concepts of ads, like different amounts of concepts. So generally we could say 1 to 2 concepts a week, which would be 10 to 30 ads per week that we're inputting into the ad account to launch. And then when we have a concept that works, like double down on it or even triple down on it. So that would be, we find a concept that works, that's a certain type of product image ad format, make more variations of that and basically input that in more into the campaign. Key concepts as well is obviously a campaign should be for one offer, a product or catalog that is all relevant for each other, and all the ads need to be relevant to that. So generally we advertise our best performing products in the ads because obviously they get the lowest clicks, the best CPMs, and you focus on that, and that will bring 80% of the revenue. And then if you have multiple products, the rest will be just upsells, etc. But yeah, don't be afraid to scale the account if you are profitable. If you're having bad days, speak to people in online Twitter communities, get advice, but don't compare yourself to others. Always think, okay, we're not profitable, or we haven't been profitable for a few days. What can we do to improve? Can we look at the emails? Can we review our concepts and work on the creative strategy more? But generally the people that do well and do consistent 10K days is they're heavily involved in the creative strategy, and they're making more concepts and definitely bulking out the campaigns with as many ads as possible. Another thing I've seen is the more you touch the campaigns and fiddle with them, generally they're just more up and down. So like, you don't want to be uploading ads every day. I think bulk uploading them generally works better from what I've seen from me. But yeah, guys, it's been a good talk. I thought I'd jump on the camera, just got into a new flat, it's pretty cool. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty exciting week, strategizing, thinking, time to reflect. Peace and love.